Okay, welcome to back. In the previous lecture, we discussed about ecological adaptation of hydrophytes by using YouTube lectures. Now, in this lecture, we see that is a syllabus allotted by university for us. That is a few things we are here discuss. Very important to discuss here about the adaptation of hydrophytes. Okay, first of all, you know that is the hydrophytes. Hydrophytes means that hydro relates to the plant water and phytes means that is related to the plants. Adaptations in hydrophyte can be discussed under the three headings, that is morphological, anatomical and physiological. You know that hydrophytes means those plants which are living in the water or on the waters. Okay. Therefore, they have some adaptations according to the environmental condition, that is environmental condition, that is waters. Okay, what types of the morphological, what types of the anatomical, what types of the physiological adaptation required for the survival of these plants in the water. Okay, this will be the studied under three headings, that is morphological, anatomical and physiological adaptations. First of all, that is a morphological adaptation. Morphological adaptation, that is in the sense we say the morphological character, that is a external character. How this external part, that is we say that the organ, that is the root, stem, leaves, okay, floral of these hydrophytes will be the modified according to these water conditions. Okay, we can see one by one here. Hydrophytes show various kind of morphological adaptation in their root, stem and leaves. These are three important parts of the plants, that is root, stem and leaves, which show the morphological adaptations. Now first of all, the root systems. As you know that in the water root systems are weakly developed, not very developed, because root does not require water, because plenty amount of water is available, therefore they do not require to go deep. Okay, they do not go shallow. Okay, they are present only upper surface of the leaves or in the submerged or in the, that is a muddy condition. This will be the present. Okay, and there is a plenty amount of water available, therefore root development is a very poor. Okay, and that is not well like a xerophyte, that is the root hairs, primary roots, secondary roots are well developed, very extensive branch root system. These types of root systems are totally absent in the hydrophyte. Root of hydrophyte are not much important because they does not having much importance, because water is available, therefore there is no role of the root for the penetrations of water from the deeper and deeper soils. Root of hydrophytes are not much important because most hydrophytes are partly or wholly immersed in the water. And second reason is these hydrophytes are partially or wholly immersed in the water, because these are present in the water, something are floating. Okay, submerged are the present inside the water, and floating hydrophytes are only floating on the surface of the water, therefore root having not much importance. Now root are totally absent in plant like, but some plant species, some plant species root are totally absent. Some root are totally absent in the like Utricularia, Ceratophyllum, Myriophyllum and Salvinia. These are the plant species, that is Utricularia, Ceratophyllum, Myriophyllum and Salvinia, where roots are absent. Second point, poorly developed roots are found in submerged like Hydrilla and Vallisneria. These are the submerged hydrophyte. This is the submerged hydrophyte where like Hydrophylla and Vallisneria, where poorly developed roots are present. Roots are not much developed. Then root pockets. Now here we can see instead of root caps, we know that the function of the root cap to the protection of the, that is apical part of the roots. Okay, instead of this root cap, root pocket in place of root caps are found in floating hydrophyte, because some hydrophytes are floating. Okay, for floating you know that some like air is also present, that packed air is required, you know, that is you are use the tire tube for the swimming. Okay, likewise root pockets instead of the root caps are found in the floating hydrophyte. In the floating hydrophytes, as you see the structure, this is the root pockets is in place of root caps are present, like Pistia, Ecornia, that protect the root tip, This pocket also another function is to protect the root tip. This is present in the pistia and eucornia. As you see in the lake or rivers, this pistia and eucornia are found in a lot of amount. Root hairs are poorly developed. Roots hairs are not enormously role in the absorption of water and minerals because they are present in water. Therefore, root hairs are poorly developed in most of the hydrophyte. Small plant like Juicea repen have two types of the root, one being normal while other being spongy type and negatively geotropic. Okay, there is some exceptional plant having two types of the root, like Juicea repens. That is another example of this exceptional plant hydrophytes have two types. They possess two types of the root. One being normal, okay, normally roots are present, that is the arise from radicals, while other roots are present that are spongy types. Other spongy because there is the exchange of for the air, the spongy type or do the spongy, they can be easily float, and negatively geotropic, that is negatively geotropic. Positively geotropic means those are growing in the soils. When their roots are growing in the air, it is known as the negatively geotropic. That means they are not growing in the soils. This is the point, that is negatively geotropics. And then we know next, that is now stem. As you see the modification adaptation in the root, now stem, what type of the adaptations found in the stems? First of all, in submerged hydrophyte, that is submerged means totally in the water, that is a submerged hydrophyte, the stem is slender. As you see the stem is a very slender, okay, like this. Flexible, these are flexible, these can be easily flexible and long, they having the long length in a hydrilla and a potamogeton, okay. These are the examples where stem is slender, flexible and long as a hydrilla. In some floating hydrophyte like Azolla, Pistia, Eucornia, it is horizontal. Okay. We can see here in some floating hydrophyte like Azolla, Pistia and Eucornia, it is horizontal, spongy and floating. This will be the horizontal, spongy and floating. This type of the stems are found in the that is Eucornia, Pistia, Azolla. Then in rooted hydrophyte like Sagittaria, Cyprus, Scripus, Potamogetons, the stem is rhizome or stolon. This stem will be the like in this rooted hydrophytes like Sagittaria, Cyprus, okay, here root is the rhizomes like, okay, this will be the rhizomes like roots or stolon like the root, okay. These types of the roots are present as you see in the that is in the Sagittaria and Cyprus. Then as you see petioles, some hydrophytes show a special feature in petioles. Petiole in submerged plants, as you petioles means that is a stalk of the leaf. This is a stalk, this is the leaf, okay. So 1 minute, this is the stalk, okay, and this is the leaf, okay. The stalk of the leaf, it is known as the petiole. This is known as the petiole. Some hydrophytes having adaptations in the petioles like free floating hydrophytes, okay. Petioles in submerged plants with free floating leaves like nymphia or निलंबियम्स जर म्हणजे ज्याला कमळ म्हटलं जातं, ओके. त्याच्यामध्ये बघितलं तर आर लॉंग, ओके, these are the long and having the broad. In these petioles are sometimes the broad, spongy, okay, cylindrical. In some free floating hydrophyte Eucornia, the petiole is swollen and help in the floatings. Okay, this is about the petioles. As you can see here, that is a lot of modification. Okay, that is, this is a uticularia, you can say. This is submerged leaves or stem. Here we can see the stem is this is the stem and this stem is the horizontal. This stem is the horizontals. Then there are few examples here. This is a total submerged hydrophytes. We can see here this will be the root. Okay, root we can see both in the root are very poorly developed. This is the 2 centimeter roots. Okay, same here, roots are very rhizomes like roots. Okay, this will be the very short. Okay, no, not well developed root. We can see here. Then submerged leaf. Totally these are submerged leaves. Okay, we can see here this is the stems. Okay, stem also shows some modification like this is slender, long. Then this is a TS. This will be this seen next lecture about the TS. Then this is the we can see here roots are very slow developed. Here we can see very poorly developed. Then this is the spinodals. Okay, here is also root is very small, and plant body we can see here. These are spongy. Okay, you can see that is the swollen leaves. These are help in the floating. Then the azulata water root floating rhizomes we can see here, leaves. Then salvinia, stem is horizontal. Okay, this is a floating leaves. Then here we can see this is the eucornia. We can see this is the instead of root hairs. This is important character. Root pockets are present. Fibrous roots are present. Okay, offset instead of the stems. Okay, offset, that horizontal roots stem is present. There is a we can see offset. This is a very short when it's called as offset. Then this is a petioles. Okay, this is the petiole. This petiole is a swollen and spongy, help in the floating. That is it. Here they call it as the infiltrated petioles, help in the floating of this free-floating hydrophyte. Then pistia. This is the pistia water. Roots are fibrous. Okay. Then stem is a very compact. Then stolons are present. Okay, instead of the stems, that is a stolo horizontal and long cylindrical stems present, that is a stolon. And this is the leaves. These are the some modification like we can see here. Now another that is eucornia, same kind of swollen petioles, fibrous root. Then here is another stolon in the pistia, compact stems. Then this is a free floating, this is a floating but rooted hydrophytes, that is a nymphia, nilembo. Okay, we can see here there are leaf having special adaptation, as well as their stem roots are poorly developed. Then rhizomes are present. Then above it, we can see here above it, this is the that is a flexible, long cylindrical stems are present, help in easily movement in the water. Okay, this is the petioles, floral buds. Then same condition here, nymphia. Then this is the amphibian typha, as you see, that is a pancanis jalamantapan. These are some example of the hydrophytes where the in the stem, in root and petioles, they get the, that is the adaptates for the water conditions. There is leaves also some important adaptation. Hydrophytes show some number of the variation in the structure of their leaf lamina. In submerged hydrophyte like Utricolia, that is Myriophyllum and Ceratophyllum, the leaves are finely dissected, and in plant like Vallisneria, they are long, narrow. Okay, as you see the some hydrophyte like Utricolia, Myriophyllums, okay, and Ceratophyllum, the leaves are finally dissected. Okay, these are very small sometimes, and in plant like Vallisneria, they are long and narrow. In Vallisneria, as you see, these leaves are long and narrow. In both type of the adaptation, the intention is to offer little resistance to the water current, because when leaves are very broad, okay, then will be the due to the water current, there will be the some injury take place in the leaves due to water current. Therefore, these are the very small and slender. In floating hydrophytes, the leaves are smooth. Those are floating on the water surface. These leaves are smooth, very smooth. Okay, shiny and coated with the wax. And on this waxing coating takes place. As you see, the kamal, that is having leaves are very broad. And on this upper surface, as you see, these are shiny. Okay, smooth and coated with the wax due to the no water drop of water not deposited on these leaves. Presence of wax not only prevent the water closing but also protect from the physical and chemical injuries. Due to the presence of waxy coating present on upper surface of the leaves, these are protect from physical and chemical injury. In floating but rooted hydrophyte like Nilembiums and Nymphia, the petioles are long and the lamina are pelted with their lower surface in direct contact with water and the upper surface exposed to the ears. That is some floating but rooted hydrophyte like Nilembium and Nymphia. The petioles are long. These petioles are very long, and the lamina are pelted. These lamina are this importance. These are petioles are long, and lamina are pelted with their lower surface in direct contact with water and upper surface exposed to the air. Their lower surface of this leaf, this is the leaf, contact with the waters. Okay, this will be the waters, contact water, and upper surface will be the contact in the exposed to the airs. One important feature is that usually shown by hydrophytes is a heterophyly, leaf dormorphisms, that is two types of the leaves present. One important feature that is usually shown by the hydrophyte, that is a heterophyly. Hetero means different, phyly related to the leaf. That is the presence of two types of the leaves in plants like Sagittaria, ranunculus, and Limnophilia. Heterophylla, the submerged leaves are ribbon shaped. Those are submerged leaves. These are the ribbon shaped or dissected, and these leaves are above the surface of the water, are broad. These leaves are the needle like. We can see this is the submerged leaves are ribbon shaped. Okay, as you see the ribbon, that is a long, slender, or dissected, and the leaves above the surface of the water are broads. And those leaves are above the waters. These are the broads, and those are small in the water. These are the ribbon like. Okay, this is the leaves modification in the hydrophyte. Okay, we can stop here. In next lecture we see